are being discussed, I am at the center of it. And by the way, I am now the senior most member of our community in the government of the Republic of Kenya.
Correct.
So seeing me or coming to see me and exchange ideas was perfectly in order. And we have discussed a lot, including how our community needs to come together and work together as we have always worked together. I know we lost our pillar. I know we lost our anchor in politics, right? The late Raila Odinga. But it is irreversible. We cannot get Raila back to life. Therefore, those of us who have been left behind must continue to push forward not only his legacy and agenda, but his wish that our community remain united, firm, and strong. We, as the members of the Luo community, have gone through a lot in the politics of this country, including total marginalization in matters development. And we are not regretting, because the Luo community have always fought for justice and fairness in this country. But even as we push that, it is also equally important to acknowledge that the Luo community also have a right to development in activities and initiatives, and that the life of Luos also matter, and that we cannot just sit back and see our children again going back to the street, especially if there is not any clear reason or cause for going back to the street. And so we have discussed a lot, and a lot of it we did in closed door meeting. I don't want to divulge, but you are going to see a bigger meeting of the Luo community in Nairobi, especially the elders. We are planning a meeting, which we will announce later, where we are going to bring in all the elders of the Luo community in Nairobi. And after that, we will follow it with a big meeting of the entire Luo population in Nairobi. Why we are doing that is because Nairobi is the epicenter of politics in this country. And Nairobi gives direction to the rest of the country. And whatever the Luos in Nairobi say, the Luos in other places will most likely also say the same. But after dealing with the issues of Nairobi, we will also again embark on visiting other towns in the country where we have significant presence of the Luo community. More particularly Mombasa, Eldoret, and many others across the country. So this is not a divisive meeting. It is just a recognition that as a community we must speak with ourselves, we must speak together and not speak at each other. Therefore, I want to request one or two of us also to say something. I can see Mbote is ready, who is the secretary. Mbote is ready. Many of you may not remember this gentleman. This gentleman suffered in the hands of President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. And those of us who have been in politics for a while, we have been with him in these streets. I hear people talking about streets. We have been with this gentleman in these streets. But before I forget, before I invite Mbot, let me tell you something. And let me speak to Kenyans. There is something that was unique about Raila Odinga. Raila was a very courageous leader. And we all know that I hear some people saying they are also courageous. Some of these people who are claiming to be courageous, if they would be arrested today and taken to Kamiti for 6 months, when they come out, utaona malilio ile mjawai ona. In fact, they will start saying, I'm the only child of my mother. Courage is not just being demonstrated by jumping over fences and kicking doors. No, that's not it. Or gates. There's a lot to it. But that Raila Odinga, who is very courageous, or who was very courageous, when time called for sitting down and dialoguing, there was no better person in dialogue than Raila Odinga. And Raila knew when now to shake hands. And he shook hands with his tormentors and with people at times you never expected. And that is something that we have learned from him and we are carrying forward with. Mbot.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Cabinet, Minister for Finance, or Cabinet Secretary. During our days, we used to call them ministers. Members of press, ladies and gentlemen, this is what Luo elders of Nairobi have discussed and agreed. I will just read for you the agendas which you have agreed on today. My names are Stephen Bott, as you have been told by the minister or cabinet secretary. Allow me to add my eyes because the age is also catching up. If we started